Okay, so here we are, and we're on to part 4. The next kind of question, which goes over rate of change, and we looked really, really good on this particular question the other day, but I'll go through it anyway, just for the people who might need to go through it. Okay, so we're doing the interval, or the rate of change over the interval from 0 to 4. And what I'm going to do is do my input of 0, my input of 4, and see what the outputs work out to be. So if I plug in a 0 here, I get y equals 2 times 0 plus 3, which is 3. And then if I plug in a 4, I get y equals 2 times 4 plus 3, which is 11. And then, if I do change in y over change in x, that looks like an x, it should be a y. I'm going to get, now remember, your y's are here. 11 minus 3 over your x's are here. 4 minus 0. You must go in the same direction. If I do the 11 minus the 3, then I have to do the 4 minus the 0. I can't switch orders. Sometimes I see kids switch orders, and that's where it goes wrong. So this becomes, it's a little sloppy here, sorry, 8 over 2, which is 4. I'm sorry, 8 over 4, which is 2. And, you know, honestly, we didn't even need to do that, because in y equals mx plus b, m is the slope. It's a linear thing, so the slope doesn't change, and the slope will always be 2. Okay, now that's the only one you can do that on, because none of the others are linear. Okay, next up, f of x is x squared minus 3x. And again, I'm going to plug in a 0, I'm going to plug in a 4, and let's see what we get. So if I do 0 squared minus 3 times 0, I get 0, so 0 goes with 0. And if I plug in a 4, I get 4 squared minus 3 times 4. That's 16 minus 12, which is 4, so I get a 4. So again, change in y over change in x, same direction each time. 4 minus 0 over 4 minus 0, which is 4 over 4, which is 1. So the rate of change there is 1. Next, g of x equals 2 to the x. Again, plug in a 0, again, plug in a 4. Plugging in a 0, I get 2 to the 0, well, anything to the 0 other than 0 itself is 1. And if I plug in a 4, I get 2 to the 4th, and that's going to be 16. So now, change in y over change in x, and I'm going to get 16 minus 1 over 4 minus 0, which is 15 over 4, and you can leave the answer exactly as that, 15 over 4, or you can make it 3 3/4 if you want, but not necessary, and particularly when it comes to rate of change or slope, we tend to think of things as a fraction anyway. All right, now here's the bad news. I can't remember for the life of me what the graph was on D. So I'm just going to make up a new graph, and we're going to go with it. Okay, let's see, we'll go from there to here, to here, to here. And the big thing is we're doing the interval from 0 to 4. So this is the point 4, comma, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The height here is 7. So it's 4, 7, and this is the point 0, 1. So again, as we've been doing every time, change in y over change in x. The y's go from 7 to 1, and the x's going in the same order, go from 4 to 0, which is 6 over 4, which is 3 over 2. I'm sure that's not the same one that was on your test, but I don't have that picture, so this is what we're going to go with now for teaching purposes, and that's 3 over 2. So which one's biggest? Is it 2? Is it 1? Is it 15 over 4, or is it 3 over 2? It would be 15 over 4. So based on these ones that I'm doing now, C works out to be the biggest one, the greatest average rate of change. Okay? So there's the rate of change problem. Again, we have gotten good at that question. So if you're missing it, your classmates have gotten pretty good. So I'm pretty sure that just a little bit more work, and you will be just as good as they are.